You know, I can remember my early childhood growing up in Brooklyn. My parents, they meant well, but we were poor. How poor were we? Well, we were so poor, we couldn't even afford garbage. My parents, they weren't like Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo. They were the dysfunctional duo. They were both whacked. My mother, bless her heart, she didn't raise me to be stupid. But my father, he certainly tried to. My father, he wanted me to follow in his footsteps. So he bought me a bag of cement. Things were so bad around our house, my father even considered changing our last name. But the name, Funds Are Low, was already taken. You've heard of E.F. Hutton. Well, my father's broker, his name was E.F. Nothing. And my father, he used to brag that he could do the work of 3 men. Yeah, Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Certainly.
And my father, I couldn't believe it. He came up to school and tried to sign me out so I could get a job and pay half of the bills. But Christmas was always a special time of the year around our house. And I remember for Christmas one year, getting a Slinky, a box of marbles, and a bag of dirt. I was so depressed. I thought Santa Claus was Jewish. I was so upset. I even wrote a letter to Santa. In the letter I said, Santa, please tell me why I didn't get spit. But I vowed that next year was going to be different. In January, I wrote another letter to Santa asking for a backpack and a bicycle. See, I figured if I had luggage and transportation, I could make my escape. So on Christmas Eve, I waited until everyone in my house was fast asleep. Nothing was stirring, not even a mouse. So I grabbed my backpack, grabbed my box of Lucky Charms, got on my bike, rode the heck out of there that night. The best memories I have of Brooklyn were from my bike's rearview mirror the night I ran away. It's a crazy world, I'm telling you. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. As a teenager growing up in Brooklyn, my friends weren't anything like the TV sitcom Friends. My friends, they all had weird nicknames. There was Johnny Neck, Frankie Bop, and Fat Freddy. I can remember sharing a 32-ounce bottle of booze and watching Fat Freddy make it disappear. He was a magician. Now you see it. Now you don't.
Oh yeah!
In my neighborhood, it was so tough, the kids in my block didn't go trick-or-treating. They went trick-or-beating. And the word on the street, if you went out with a Halloween costume, you were going to get your tail beat. Because of my early training, I learned that there were 3 types of gangsters. And the first type of gangster was the spiritual gangster. And they wanted 10% of your take-home pay. And and your soul.
Can I get an amen?
Easy for you to say.
Then there were the government gangsters. They wanted 30% of your take-home pay and your social security number.
Seek, and you shall find the truth.
And then there was the third type of gangsters, organized crime.
Are you talking to me?
Their code was simple. It was your money or your life.
Certainly.
And the employment agencies, they had signs in their window that read, "No resumes or diplomas required. Just bring in your rap sheet." Is it any wonder why the city of New York never sleeps? Would you? It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, I'm telling you. It's a crazy world. Things have changed. Things have really gotten out of control. It's not like it used to be when I was growing up. Today, schools have metal detectors because kids carry guns.
Get your hands up! He's got a gun!
I don't know how it got there.
Down to the ground!
I don't know how the kids can get past those metal detectors anyway, with all those body piercings. Alarms going off from head to toe.
Get your hands up!
No way.
I swear I didn't do it.
Did you put your finger in my duchy?
What's the world coming to when you have to hire a kindergarten cop? Have all those kids gone plain loco? We're gonna have to cut their TV time. And I think the reason why these kids have gone plain loco, if you ask me, is because their parents are working 2 jobs, having to make ends meet. And the poor kids, they're latchkey kids, home by themselves. And to make matters worse, they play those gloom and doom, kill everything and everybody games, and then they think they can go out in real life and do it. And actually think that they can get away with it. The lights are on, I'm telling you, but there ain't nobody home. And it used to be boys would have an earring in their left ear. Now, they got an earring in both ears.
No way.
They're having a gender bender.
Can I get an amen?
And everybody's become hopeless hopers. I hope my ship comes in. I hope I hit the lottery.
Yes!
I hope things get better. Give me a break.
Certainly.
And everybody you talk to wants to go to heaven.
Can I get an amen?
But nobody wants to die to get there.
Amen.
Is everybody stuck on stupid?
Can I get an amen?
Certainly.
Things are out of control. It's not like it used to be.
Amen.
It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, I'm telling you. It's a crazy
Can
world.
I get an amen?
And growing up in New York was an adventure. You don't have to go to Disney World or to an amusement park to get on a scary ride. Just take a ride on any New York City subway. I call it the Tunnel of Terror. The train starts out at the subway station at 60 miles an hour. Gets halfway through the dark tunnel, and then the train comes to a screeching halt. Then the train's lights go out for about 20 minutes. Then the next thing you hear is women moaning and men heavy breathing. Now that's an adventure. But New York City is still the most exciting city in the world. It's the home of Madison Square Garden, the New York Yankees, And the New York City taxi cab drivers, Taliban on wheels. It's a crazy world, I'll tell you. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. Customer service is like a dinosaur. It's a thing of the past. I really hate what customer service has become. Every time I call customer service, I feel like I'm the interruption of their time and not the reason for their time. It seems like I'm bothering them or something. Now let me give you a mental snapshot of what I'm talking about. Now somebody was given the job to take care of the customer. And somebody could have done it, but somebody didn't do it. And somebody didn't tell anybody, because anybody would have done it, but because somebody didn't tell anybody, nobody did it. Customer service has become an Abbott and Costello comedy routine. Who's on first? Third base. Now let me give you a perfect example. Let's put the spotlight on car dealerships. Most people are scared to death to go to a car dealership to buy a car. If you gave people a choice whether to go to a dentist or a car dealership, they'd rather go to a dentist and get drilled than to go to a car dealership and get screwed. Why? Because people are afraid of the questions that the car dealership is going to ask them. And the questions go like this. Are you trading in a car today? And how much money will you be putting down today? Or what kind of monthly payments do you have in mind? And we all know that once we land on the car, we still have to face the finance manager, Darth Vader. Whose job it is to bump your monthly payments even higher. And now I'll share a story with you that actually happened to me when I went into a dealership to buy a car. The conversation went something like this. Mr. Stevens, now that you purchased that car, I strongly recommend that rust protection for the undercoating of your car. And trust me, that extended service policy will cover your car from bumper to bumper. And it will give you peace of mind. So I waited until Darth Vader was finished with his sales pitch before I answered. And then I said, before I get screwed, pal, I'd like to be kissed. I've come to learn that people are like spark plugs. They don't perform, they make noise, and they misfire and fart. Things are out of control. It's a crazy world, I'll tell you. It's a crazy world. And you know, things are really out of control. Since 2000, the United States economy has hit rock bottom. Internet job search giant, Hot Jobs, is now selling hot dogs. And to make matters worse, the banking institutions are now affecting our economy. Now let me give you a perfect example. When organized crime charged 20% on a loan, they called it loan sharking, and it was a crime. But today, when banks and finance companies and retail stores charge 25% on a credit card, the government says it's legal. And the new American jingle has become, I owe, so off to work I go. I owe, I owe, I owe, I owe, I owe, I owe. It's a ball of confusion. Where the U.S. economy is headed, nobody knows. And it's affecting the entire country. In California, all the hippies are moving to the hills, and the rest of us are up to our eyeballs in bills. And in Miami, Florida, the Cubans have boarded up all the windows and are swimming on their rafts back to Cuba. And in Cuba, Fidel Castro has declared a national emergency. He's running out of Castro convertibles for the returnees to sleep on. Things are out of control. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, I'm telling you. It's a crazy world. Has anybody out there heard the world news today? President-elect Barack Obama was seen arrested today on the Beltway in Washington, D.C. and charged with DWD. The cops gave him a ticket for driving the country in the wrong direction. And also in the world news today, in a popularity poll taken in the northern states, the president's approval rating was down over 60%. But the good news was that his approval rate has skyrocketed in the southern states with alcoholics, rednecks, and people who smoke crack. And in his speech today, the president, in his own words, said his approval rate in his homeland of Kenya has gone even higher. And in the Where Are They Now section of the news, former President Bill Clinton was seen smoking a doobie with the Doobie Brothers. But the good news was, he didn't inhale. And another former president, Jimmy Carter, was seen off I-95 in Georgia holding a sign that read, "I work for peanuts." And in our last story here today, former President George Bush was seen entering his secret underground bunker. But then again, who really cares? Now, I'm not political, but I think that all politicians should be required to have their colons cleansed on a weekly basis. Because they all talk a lot of shit. And it's my opinion that when any politician wants to start a war, he and his family should have to go first. Things are out of control. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, I'll tell you. It's a crazy world.